Hi students, coming to the next topic in computer network is a data link layer design issues. Data link layer is the second layer which is present above the physical layer and below the network layer. Now let us see what are the design issues that have a data link layer. So the mainly data link layer provides some services to the topmost layer and to the below layer. And what are the services that is data link layer provides? The design issues for the data link layer are: first, it provides services to network layer and do the operation like framing. So what is framing? What are the packets that receives from the network layer? So those packets, it converts the packets into framing, and it also checks the error control and flow control. So these are the main design issues that are taking place in the data link layer. So far, framing means it breaks stream of bit up to its discrete frames, and whereas error control means how does the sender that knows all the packets are correctly received or not, that will be checked based on the error control. So error control will checking whatever the data that is sent by the sender is the data packets that are received correctly or not. And flow control is just how to prevent a sender to overload the receive with the message. So these are the design issues taking place in the data link layer. Now let us see the functions of data link layer. What are the functions that are involved in the data link layer? Let us take, suppose this is sending machine, in next side this is receiving machine. So this is the sender and the receiver. Sending machine, first it sends the packets. So these packets will be converted into frames in the data link layer. So in the network layer, the sending machine receives the data in the form of packets, and in the data link layer these packets is divided into frames with header, payload field and trailer. So whatever the message that is received, that message will be stored, and message will be starting with the header including the trailer. So we have to place header and the trailer to that message, that we called it as frames. So these frames will send to the receiving machine. So here also message whatever it is received from the sending message with the header, payload field and trailer, and it sends to packets. So finally whatever the message that the sender is sending, that will be receiving by receiving machine. So in the form of packets only. So this is the relationship between frames and packets. Now let us see the services that provides to the network layer. So the first let us discuss one by one the design issues. The first design issues in the data link layer, let us discuss about service provided to the network layer. After that we will discuss about framing, error control and flow control. Now first design issues is the services provided to network layer. So what are the services provided to network layer? There are three services offered by this data link layer. The three services are unacknowledged connectionless service, acknowledged connectionless service, acknowledged connection oriented service. So first one, acknowledged connectionless service. Acknowledged connectionless service consists of having the source machine send independent frames to the destination machine without having the destination machine acknowledge them. It means, so the first service provided to the network layer is unacknowledged, means there is no acknowledgement. If sender is sending the message to the receiver is receiving the message. It does not send any acknowledgement. So unacknowledged connectionless service, so there is no connection between, it's just a wireless communication. So that is one of the services provided to network layer, means the data link layer sending the message to the network layer in the form of unacknowledged connectionless service. Next, acknowledged connectionless service. So when this service is offered, there is still no logical connections used, but each frame sent is individually acknowledged. In this way, the sender knows whether a frame has arrived correctly. If it is not arrived within a specified time interval, it cannot be sent again. This service is useful over unreliable channels such as wireless system. Adding acknowledgement in the data link layer rather than in the network layer is just an optimization and not a requirement. Individual frames are acknowledged and retransmitted. Entire packets get through much faster once one on reliable channels such as fiber. The overhead heavyweight data link protocol may be unnecessary, but no wireless channels with their inherent unreliability is just a well worth the cost. And third one, acknowledge connection oriented service. Here the source and the destination machine establish a connection before any data are transferred. Each frame sent over the connection is numbered, and the data link layer guarantees that each frame sent is indeed received. Furthermore, it guarantees each frame is received exactly once and that all frames are received in the right order. When connection oriented service is used, transfer go through three distinct phases. In the first phase, the connection is established by having both sides initialize variable and counter needed to keep track of which frames have been received and which one have not. And in second phase, one or more frames are actually transmitted. In the final phase, the connection is released, freeing up the variables, buffer and other resources used to maintain the connections. So these informations comes under the first design issues, that are services provided to network layer. Next design issue, that is framing. Actually this framing can be done. There are four methods that can be used to mark the start and end of the each frame. You know that framing. Data link layer translate the physical layers raw bit stream into discrete units called frames. So whatever the packets that you are receiving in the network layer, that packet is divided into frame. Each frame consists of header, payload, feed and trailer. So this is a frame. So this frame can be four method can be used to mark the start and end of the each frame. So to start and end of the each frame, we have to make this framing in four method. First one is character count. Second one, flag bytes with byte stuffing. Third one, starting and ending flags with bit stuffing. And fourth one, physical layer encoding violations. So why we are doing all this? To make the framing as a secure, to make the framing that message insecure, to avoid the error control and flow control. We are using this framing technique. Now let us see character counts in framing. What type of message that we are including in the start and end of the each frame. These character counts or character strings can be done without errors or with one errors. Let me first explain without error. How the frame will be look like by stuffing the characters. Let us take a frame. A frame consists of some numbers. So starting characters in the frame indicates the total numbers of characters. So here we start with 5. And so total 5 characters indicate frame 1. After 4, again start with 5. So 5 after 6, 7, 8, 9. The starting of the characters in the frame indicates the length of the frame. So up to 9, it should be frame 2. So after 9, so you have to start with frame with 0. 0 here taking 0. 0 means there is no indications, means you can't count the characters. So just I am adding 8 as a starting character in the frame. So we have to include 8 characters in the next frame. So total here having 8 characters. So here having 5 characters, here having 5 characters and here 8 characters. So after 6 I want it include 7. So here adding 8 characters in the frame. So frame 4 of 8 characters. Stuff the bits of character counts. So starting of the each frames indicates the character counts. So including the starting frames, it has to reach the character count 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 bits are stuck here. So after 4, again 5 characters. So after 9, frame has to start with 0, but 0 there is no, just I am adding 8 characters, again 8 characters in the frame. So after 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 6, again 8 characters I want to be inserted in frame. So after 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, so up to 3. So this is without error. So let us see with error. How can you identify there is an error in data link layer? The frame that we received, that network layer receives an error. So with one error, let us see how it is look like. So frames start with same numbers. So this is complete one frame. It includes 5 characters. It includes 5 characters. After 4, instead of 5, 7 was included. So this is frame 2, but this is wrong. Why this is wrong? Because we are inserting 7. So 7 is nothing but this is an error. So error in the bit. So whatever they sending a message, that message was not receiving in the receiving side. So this is an error here. So this is an error here. So that can be identified by the using the character count. So after 9, if includes 8, after start from 0 up to 3, so this is all now character counts. So this is all now characters counts. Next, flag bytes with byte or character stuffing. Now let us see flag bytes with character stuffing. It follows some steps. First one, each frame start and end with special bytes. So each frame that we are receiving from network layer, that packets we are receiving, that have to convert into frame by data link layer. So that each frame start and end with special bytes. The starting and ending each frame has included with the special byte code, that is flag byte. Next, if the flag bytes occur in the frame, already flag bytes occur in the frame. Suppose if you take frame, that frame already contains a flag byte, then you have to stuff. Stuff means include. Stuff an extra escape byte. So mainly this method is used in point-to-point protocol. Now let us take an example for this. Suppose if you take a frame delimited by flag bytes, means just include the flag byte start and end of each frame. So this is a frame. The frame starting and ending, just include the flag bytes, just name flag. And here the frame consists of header, payload field and trailer. So this just a frame. If already flag bytes in the frame, then what we have to do? We have to stuff an extra escape byte. So how it is possible? Let us see. So taking 4 example of byte sequence before and after stuffing. Let me take that original character taking here and after stuffing. So this is A, flag and B. Next message I am taking A, escape and B. Next A, escape, flag and B. Again A, escape, escape and B. So here flag is there, escape is there and flag is there. So 2 escape flags are present here. These are the original character flag. Now I am going to stuff the flag. Let us see. So here including A, so here flag is there. Flag byte should be followed with escape character. So including A, so the flag byte should be followed with escape character and flag and B. And here escape is there. So again include the another escape character. So including A, escape, original escape and B. And so here escape is there and flag is there. So before the escape, you have to include one more escape, and before the flag you have to include escape character. So including a escape, original escape, so escape, original flag, and B. So here two escape flags are present here. So including a, here before original escape we have to include one more escape here. So before the original escape we have to one more escape here. So including a escape, original escape, escape, and original escape B. So total 4 escape we will get. So this is what actually this is flag bait and cap. Now coming to the third method, that is starting and ending flag with bit stuffing. So here each frame, whatever you are taking, that each frame begins and ends with a special bit pattern. So whatever the frame you have taken, that frame begins and ends with a special bit pattern 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. Frame indicates begins and ends with a special bit pattern. Whenever the sender sees 5 consecutive ones, it stuffs a 0. So consecutive means continuous ordering. Stuff means include. So here we see the 5 consecutive ones. So stuff before start and end of the each flags. So 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. This is a flag. That flag consists of 5 consecutive ones. So the sender stuff the bit 0 in the start and end of the each flag. So let me take with an example. Let us take as the original data. The original data is 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. This is original data we have taken. Now data has appeared on line. So if you see 5 consecutive ones in the data, so we have to stuff 0 in the start and end of the each flag. Now stuff the 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. So here already 0 is there. So again take 5 consecutive ones. So have to stuff 0. Again take 5 consecutive ones. Stuff 0. Again take 5 consecutive ones. Stuff 0. 1, 0, 0, 1, 0 remaining bits. So here bit stuff of this, and this. These are stuffed bits. So as the data as they are stored in the receiving memory after destuffing, the original data they will received. So this is transferring data. So receiving side again is receives the original data. So this is how the starting and ending flag with bit stuff.